What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing Kyle Kuzma electing to decline his player option by the Washington Wizards and not electing to go in with that $13 million contract and ultimately becoming an unrestricted free agent. Now, we all know Kyle Kuzma has been in the league for a few years now, from LA to moving on to, the Washington Wizards. And Kyle Kuzma is a player, in my opinion, who's capable of doing a lot on the basketball floor, from rebounding to assisting to also scoring. He's a solid defender also. Now, when I look at his career since he's been in the NBA, I mean, he's had his moments where he scored 40. He's had his moments where he getting triple doubles and things like that. So the reason I feel like this move has been made by not only Kyle Kuzma, but let's talk about the Wizards for a moment. They just traded Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns, and you still have Porzingis, if he elects to opt into his player option also. Now, do you, if you are Kyle Kuzma, go back and re-sign with the Wizards, restructure a new deal and things like that? That's on the table. But let's just say, for instance, Kyle Kuzma does try his hand in the free agent market and what teams are out there looking for a player of his caliber. First and foremost, I'm going to say this team on my checklist. I think a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have already, traded for a guy like Donovan Mitchell to go with Darius Garland and also Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. They can use a player of Kyle Kuzma's talent to add into what they don't have. And I feel like they need more of another wing to go with, Donovan Mitchell and also Darius Garland. Let's talk about another team out there who I think should consider him, and that's also the Memphis Grizzlies, a team that we already know will be without their star player for some time. So, and also Brandon Clark. So you look at a team like the Memphis Grizzlies, who I feel like they are a piece or two away from a Western Conference Finals, maybe NBA Finals appearance. And another team that I'll mention, let's not rule out teams like the Houston Rockets. Let's not rule out teams like the Boston Celtics. Maybe a return to LA maybe on the horizon for Kyle Kuzma in the future. I mean, now me being biased, the team that I would love to see him go to is the Chicago Bulls. That's just without question. I think, especially if the rumors are true about DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic and Lonzo, you're going to need to fill that void, and who better than a young emerging Kyle Kuzma, who I think has the potential to be an all-star, honestly. So I look at the landscape of the NBA and the teams in need of some teams, and I look at Kyle and I say he can be good in a lot of places, honestly. I feel like a lot of teams are going to come at him and come after him once free agency begins, because like I said, a player of his caliber and his talent, who's capable of doing a lot of things on the basketball floor. Like I said, rebound, pass, score when needed and things like that. He can help a team that may be a piece or two away, from actually being a contender or competing, be better. Now with the Wizards, like I said, we don't know what they want to do. They may even do a deal and bring Kyle back and focus around him and Porzingis going forward. That's yet to be seen. I honestly see Kyle Kuzma, his price range may be what is at question for a lot of teams, you know, if they don't have the cap space. I believe Kyle Kuzma may be in between that because he turned down a $13 million contract. So he may be in the range of that 25 to 30 per year range, maybe, you know. So, and by 25 to 30, you know, I mean 25 to $30 million per year for his contract. Now, like I said, there's only going to be but so many teams out there that are going to be, you know, willing to break the bank for a player. One player, I feel like even if Kyle is getting that money, that means he'll be a role player. And you when it comes to contracts, you got to look at guys that's in line at his position and what they got before him and what he'll probably be asking around the same amount. But I feel like Kyle Kuzma's value is pretty high. You know, he's not injury prone. He's dealt with some nicks and bruises, but who don't in the NBA? And I feel like going forward, of course, you want to see him succeed no matter where he goes. Again, I'm biased. I think the Chicago Bulls should consider Kyle Kuzma at all costs. But again, you know, teams like the Houston Rockets, I feel like going to be players in free agency. You have the Memphis Grizzlies. I believe that don't root out the Boston Celtics, you know, in a situation like this where they want to get better because they right there. Don't rule out a team. Don't rule out. It's certain contenders that you just shouldn't rule out when it comes to players of Kyle Kuzma's caliber. And I feel like when free agency finally arrives and opens up, I feel like he's going to be one of the first players that is going to be a bevy of teams coming after Kyle Kuzma. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into the channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to the channel. Let me know what you guys think. Where do you see Kyle Kuzma going? It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.